Hey guys, DT here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new episode of Clash Royale. So last night I was playing Clash Royale and I made a few adjustments to my deck and I recorded the gameplay live, but I did not commentate. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm playing it right now because that would be quite silly. But the deck that I changed, you just saw, and I'm going to show it to you in the end. And obviously you're going to see it throughout the gameplay. Right now my deck features absolutely 0 legendaries. And the reason I swapped out my princess is not because I think the princess is a bad card, but because I just really wanted to try out the rage combo again. I have not used rage in millions of years, and also I swapped out my archers because I have been going up against plenty of people with Sparkies, and of course Sparkies are taken down quite easily by minions, unless of course your opponent has like a fireball or let's say arrows. So in that case you're probably in trouble. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the gameplay from last night, and the deck has done for me pretty well, so I'm going to continue on with it. I'm actually going to jump into another recording right after this one, and I am going to have a few upgrades to make, so don't forget to check in for the next video. But as of right now, my deck strategy is basically to rage up my Trifecta. I have been using Hog Rider for a while, which I haven't used the Hog Rider for like first couple of months of me playing Clash Royale, which I think was probably a huge mistake, but right now I'm really enjoying the Hoggy, and I swapped in Princess for the Rage spell, and I swapped out Archers for Minions. So that is the deck. Super easy. Also really affordable. The average elixir cost is 3.6, and for people that do not have legendaries, this is much easier for you to adapt, because I often get asked like, what should I use against or instead of Princess, or what should I use instead of Ice Wizard? So this deck does not need any legendaries, and if you want to try it out, if you haven't already tried out this combination, because it's not a brand new combo by any means, people have played it before plenty, but I just wanted to bring the rage back, and of course look at the raged out troops when the giant and the musketeer and the Valkyrie and a Hog Rider are raged up. It is an unbeatable combo. Sadly enough, my opponent actually dropped off and rejoined, so it didn't quite feel like super duper awesome victory, because I do want my opponent to be there to win, you know, to 3 crown them. But I'm not gonna lie and say I wasn't happy to get 3 crowns towards my crown chest opening. So let's jump right in and actually look at this attack little by little, and just I'm going to explain to you what I was doing there. And in one of the attacks, I think I've had like major misuses and misclicks of my rage, and I still ended up winning. So we're gonna see that in a second. But over here, guys, also look at that. I'm now finally level 10, and I'm really excited about that. And I've been donating so much that I think me getting to level 10 was probably solely due to donations. Since I started my clan, I donated 7,134 cards, which is why I feel like I am now at level 10. So that is quite insane. And look at that raged up musketeer. We brought down that tower from 2,534 to 779 with just use of musketeer and rage, which is basically 6 elixir. I think that is a great use of elixir, and I'm going to take a few hits from the princess over here, and then I'm gonna put my Valkyrie there, back up the Valkyrie with the musketeer, and look at that, the wizard is about to show up and kind of spoil my party. So that was a little bit of a loss over here on my end, but I'm still on the upside. I'm still way ahead of my opponent. Look at that. My towers are basically pretty much untouched by my opponent at this point. So that is kind of a win-win on my end. So I'm going to go ahead and wait until my elixir is filled up a bit more. I feel like my elixir management is so much better right now than it was when you probably first started watching me, which if you're brand new, you probably haven't watched me for so long, but there's so many new people coming in to the channel, and I'm so happy to have you guys all. Thank you so much for joining, and I still owe you a 5,000 subscriber special, which I'm going to work on. I promise. It's not just going to be a simple Q&A. I'm going to make it something a bit more special. So, but also I think by the time it comes out, we're going to be closer to like 6,000. So here we are, guys, using up my rage, and look at the raged up giant and a musketeer and a hug rider. Really incredibly powerful combination. and I was kind of hoping to 3-crown my opponent over here, but I didn't get a chance to because the time was not on my side. And also my opponent continuously pushed with the Hog Rider and Fire Spirits, which actually is a really popular combination lately. I've been going up so much against people with the Hog Rider and Fire Spirit combo. Really, really good combo, because let's say you have a cannon or a Tesla tower, the fire spirits definitely help you to actually bring down the tower and allow the Hog Rider to get a few hits into your arena tower, which is really incredibly powerful and useful, right? But in my case here, I'm using the Inferno Tower, really quite happy with it, have been using Inferno Tower for ages, and so that didn't quite work out for my opponent. I was so close here to get 3 crowns, but the time, like I said, was not on my side. So let's jump in and check out a few more attacks. And I think the next one is where I basically was having major brain freezes and like was clearly misusing the rage spell, and somehow still ended up winning, which was incredible. And I don't even know how that happened. So once again, that was my troop combos. I will show my deck once again at the end so you can take a look at it, but I'm sure you've already remembered all the cards. So right over here, I'm starting out with the Hog Rider, Valkyrie, and minions, and Inferno Tower, always putting Valkyrie in the back. I'm not the kind of person who will drop the Hog Rider and like minions right at the bridge and just let it ride out, because in the beginning, the elixir is still totally full, so I feel like it's really easy to counter that combo, so I never really quite do that. I know that I go up a lot against people that do that and just kind of like overwhelm me from the beginning with the Hog Rider and whatnot, so just not quite my strategy. And this is where I've totally wasted 2 elixir. Look at that terrible use of elixir, and I immediately recognize it and oops myself to an opponent. But Valkyrie over here is going to kind of save me, because, you know, Witch is an incredibly amazing, powerful card. So with the Witch and her being backed up with goblins, I could have suffered major losses over here, but I didn't, luckily, thanks to the Valkyrie. And I am going to go ahead and put my Inferno, just let it ride out, and I'm going to wait for the elixir to you know, recollect, because I don't really have much happening right now. Really shouldn't have dropped those minions, because they are going to be taken out. They're not going to make much of a difference. So once again, terrible use of elixir. And I know I just said that my elixir use was getting much better, but this game was kind of like a major brain freeze, guys, and me winning, amazing. Don't know how it happened, but we're going to see in a moment. I'm actually going to get my victory in this game, like in the last couple of seconds, which was unbelievably amazing, and I was really quite happy to see that happen. So once again, over here, my Valkyrie is pushing forward, and look at the raged up Musketeer. The damage that she's able to cause is really great. You saw her in the previous game, in the previous attack, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the archers and the ice wizard with minions, and I dropped them after they already locked in onto the tower, because that was the only way I could actually you know, manage the elixir trade-off. As OJ would say, that was a positive elixir trade. So another push, and my opponent here is relentlessly pushing, guys. We're both at level 10, and that means that I just have to be twice as careful. I'm going with the Hog Rider and backing him up with minions, and now is the time to go ahead and rage, but I did not quite make it. So really tight game, guys, and the Inferno Tower here is definitely a huge help for me, and the Musketeer also against the Baby Dragon. Also have not seen Baby Dragon for quite a while. Probably is more popular of a combination with people that have an Inferno Dragon, which I still don't have, and here is when I'm going to get my 1 crown, guys, 3 seconds before the end of this game. So that was quite unbelievable. Also, the only reason that happened was because of the rage spell. So a rage spell kind of is making a huge difference for me right now. I'm going to keep it in my deck for next couple of games. I'm going to jump into another recording right after this one, and I now have enough to upgrade my my Hog Rider to level 7, which means that all of my rare cards are going to be at level 7. I cannot wait for that to happen. So check in with me in next video, and hopefully we'll be able to push a bit further into my trophy count. I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, DT is out.